Alright, there's the file, so yeah, we're recording. In Ghost Recon Breakpoint still. The key was fired by AMD. I don't think I have anything else I need to say right now. I'm a little tired. Not sure how talkative I will be. It is funny how that works, because there are times where, like the previous video, I think I just was able to keep talking and talking and talking. Not necessarily a bad thing, I want to point out. Especially not when you're, making videos. Okay, now I want to go here. But it is interesting how I've had it may even happen here, where... Actually, did I keep talking in the last video? I know for some of it I was kind of silent. But I have had it myself where I've been playing a game and talking and doing a recording, and I can talk in one video, and then like the very next video, which might just be recorded a few hours later, and I can't talk at all. I can't think of anything to say. It gets kind of annoying. But it is, like I've said before, I honestly don't like having silence. Then also, this is different than I've done before, like in Assassin's Creed Origins. I don't remember if I did it in Odyssey as well. I remember there's one point where it's like, oh yeah, I'm just, crossing the desert doing exploration of the map, and I decided, I'm gonna mute my mic so that I can run some music that won't be heard. I basically just turned on the radio, so I had something, because it's like I'm just doing exploration stuff, kind of what I'm doing now, except that this isn't just pure exploration like that was. This is like I'm gonna get a collectible down there that does some story explanation stuff, so it's not empty what I'm doing. Well, it's not pointless what I'm doing, I guess would be a better way to put that. Oh damn, I just noticed that. Okay, the turret I noticed. So there should be a power generator then. It is annoying because you don't always have the same visual cues to help you find them. Like sometimes they have the large fence in front of them, sometimes it's a short fence. But then it also seems it can be nothing, that there isn't one. That's too far away. That would be inappropriate if they did that. What am I even looking? I'm looking at this. Okay. Yeah. Does make it seem like the best solution I have right now is to just pick off everyone I can from here. There. And yeah. Then go down. Man, would this be tricky to do without the marks. But I do also kind of feel like saying, it's... If playing with other people, so that, you know, like, also had some over there, maybe some assaulting from the front. The marks would not be so bad, but wouldn't be as necessary. Okay, I'm gonna move. Got some better angles here. Can't take him out now without alerting. Okay, you know what? Shit. Got him. Okay. And fortunately, he did not radio. Oop. This guy, what is he doing? What is he doing? He's dying. That's what he's doing. Oop. Okay. I think it's just those three now. 4. Sorry. There's 4 there. Oh, no, no. One is just a mark. It's an enemy. Oop. Damn. It's a perfect place to hide from me. Oh, there's a mortar here. There really should be a power generator. It's only mildly ridiculous that I'm able to do this. It wouldn't be as weird if we had repelling equipment.
Heads up! They're here!
Uh-oh. That's a problem. I don't know who made that who said that. Son of a bitch. I actually didn't mean to recall this. I meant to just give it that view. So it's a good thing I left. He would have found me. For now, I'm gonna ignore him. Just try to move forward without concern. Because I can eliminate those two. And then get the other guy.
Stay sharp and do your job.
Where is he? Where'd he go? There he is. Alright. I think I'm good. So let's take care of the mortar, grab that collectible, and then take care of the turret. And grab whatever else there is to grab. I still would like it if we could turn those things to our side. But I will grant, you know, at least with the turrets, you do have the advantage that while, yeah, you can't have them auto-kill for you, you are able to still use them after you cut power. You're manually aiming them, but it still is an advantage that you have. Because you could cut power, then start using them, and until the enemies kill you, there's nothing they can do about it. You know, that might be why I didn't see that there. Wait. No, I was there. So just because of that one beam, I probably didn't think to turn and find that. Oh, and by the way, since I talked about it, I went back to the Cost headphones. It just feels a little weird wearing the headset instead of these. Even if they are a bit close on my ears. You know, I'm guessing that this is something... Wait, there's nobody in this one. That the outcasts are gonna want. The freeing of prisoners. It is interesting that they have rangefinders, it looks like. That's what those look like to me, is rangefinders, not telescopes. Though there would be a telescope capability with a rangefinder, it still just seems off. Alright, so I should have... Doesn't want to tell me. But I think I have this place cleared now. I think I got this, didn't I? Well, I think I cleared this. I checked this. Yeah. Well, no, I don't think... Okay, I didn't, but it's a weapon that I don't want, so... We're just gonna move on. Oh, and I was curious and checked. How long to beat is a useful sight in some situations. I am past the 38 point whatever hour mark that it said for main game plus extra. So I might be working towards that 60 whatever hour completionist time. Huh. I don't want to spend 60 hours in this game. And that's not I'm not having fun with the game. It's not that is not the comment I'm making. The comment I'm making is I want to be able to move on to other things. It's a lot of time I'm spending in this game. What are these two doing? Hang on just a second. What have I got here? Okay. Alright, good. 6, okay.
Damn it!
Did I just miss 3 seconds? Yep. Oh well. Got the other one, and arguably that's a harder one for me. They need to remember to use that ability. So the funny thing with the prone camo to me is that while I do like the whole suddenly enemies can literally walk right by you, I like that it enables that. This doesn't sound good to me. Sounds like a murmur area. But I don't like the feeling that it's necessary for the flyover stuff. There they are. I mean, I don't care much for the flyover stuff, though. I've already said that. I don't feel it adds enough to the experience, or that it adds something positive to the experience that, oh, you have to duck and cover now. You have to slowly get off of your motorcycle and now duck and cover so that or slowly get out of your car so that this thing flying overhead doesn't pick you out of everyone else on the island as being somebody that they are after. It's I will say, I do not mind this system. I think this is fine. The whole, you lose your footing, you start sliding, it costs stamina. Once stamina's out, you just start rolling. What I do wish, though, is that you could trigger the sliding, and that the penalty would be less. Because there would be times that I'd like to, yes, I want to slide down this whole mountain, I'm trying to get down there. Let me, give me the option to just do that in a more controlled fashion. But have it be at the cost that, okay, you cannot get up until you're at the bottom. Okay, so this is now clear. So I want to now get to this. Yeah, let's go here and clear it. that is where I want to go. Not seeing anything particularly interesting there, so... How am I... Okay. Let's get that ammo. And by the way, I mean, true, this is really far in to mention, and I don't remember if I already have or not. That's probably the reason why I'm going to mention now. This is the high preset. I only have anisotropic filtering turned up all the way, and the texture setting turned up all the way because it's an 8 gig card, so it can handle the higher textures being loaded in. Now I'm kind of wondering, why is that not something that can be detected? Like, why couldn't just see that, oh, you have 8 gig? I mean, true, a lot of games today, they do some auto configuration based on... Whoop. Based on your hardware. Oh man, more with grenades. But still, it does kind of seem like that's something that can be automated, yet isn't as often. Because it's more like they'll just go to the nearest preset instead of being like, oh yeah, this one it can just be turned up. We got the space. Now something else that's kind of weird to think about is 8 gig is the current go-to. Oh crap. It's like 4 gig is plenty for 1920 by 1080. 8 gig, I mean true, this is actually pushing like 6 gig and it's... Well, true, I'm on those high settings, but 8 gig is 1440p you're covered, and even 4K for plenty of things 8 gig will cover it. May start changing in the future. But it's like, what is going to be next? Are we going to go to 12 gig? Or will it be 16 gig? And also, what standard will be used for that? I mean, I don't remember with GDDR6 if that's designed to be cheaper than GDDR5. Because that is something that does go into the design of new memories, new memory standards, like GDR, the different versions of GDDR and DDR, just for normal system memory, where they will try to design it to be easier to mass produce, so cheaper. And I don't remember how much that's the case for GDDR6. I know HBM3 is, I'm fairly confident, it's been a while since I've seen that stuff talked about, that HBM3 is supposed to be less expensive than HBM2, and I think HBM2E is also supposed to be less expensive to produce than HBM2. Yeah, I just going to 16 gig though. That's you're gonna need it to be cheaper, but then it's also at the same time we're going to the smaller process node sizes, which means that you can get more out of a single wafer. So there's economics of scale, even though the manufacturing technology may be more expensive. Like, it may produce more to work on a single wafer at 7 nanometer than 14 nanometer, but when you can have potentially 3-4 times more of the same design just shrunk down, that greater expense may also come with greater potential sales. You know, cost went up, but as long as revenue goes up more, profit is still in a good spot. So you can reduce pricing without hurting profit too much. It'll also just be interesting, the whole situation with HBM too, because it does feel like basically since Vega has become semi-retired, let's say, no one really, I don't think anyone really knows what's gonna happen with HBM in consumer parts, at least. The expectation is that AMD is going to use it for the bigger stuff, the much more expensive products, so-called Big Navi. But it's possible that they won't. But it's also, what is NVIDIA going to do? I mean, both AMD and NVIDIA are using HBM in professional stuff, in some HPC, high-performance compute things. I am stuck. This is a problem. Damn. There's nothing else I can do. Alright, might as well get this and then get down there. But yeah, I am curious about what will happen with HBM, because it has such tremendous potential, and maybe it's just we're not yet where it will be tapped. You know, that the use with the Fury cards, you know, Fiji and Vega, I was pressing E to go down the ladder, were just too early. It's like improved some aspects of them, but it's not going to be until they figure out how to stack it on top of other dies. So, because some people, oh man, people want to see like a super APU. I think some people even call it that, where they have so many stacks of HBM on top of the CPU and GPU die directly. I mean, that would definitely be pretty interesting to see. That much memory bandwidth right there. But it's hard to say when we might see that, because that's not a trivial thing to do. Not by a long shot. Alright, where do I want to head next? Can try there and then here. I go this way.
Shit! Hostiles! Get
There. all I really know for sure is what I would like to do in the future is, I've talked about this before in other recordings, what I would like is to wait and see the next powerful, the next higher end AMD card and get that for the desktop. Because even if I don't change this monitor, so it's still 1920 by 1080, I like when I'm reviewing to be able to review on a game with the settings turned up as high as I can. Just to present the game as best as I can. Really? There's no larger chest here? Huh. Alright. Nothing special there either. That I've already gotten. Yeah, might as well head up there anyway. What is that anyway? And for anyone wondering why AMD and not NVIDIA, just I prefer the experience and some of the features with the AMD drivers than the NVIDIA ones. It really is as simple as that. And since currently my desktop is only parts I have bought, none of it is anything that's provided, I like the idea of keeping it that way if I can. Not that I'd object to stuff being provided for it, it's just that's how it currently is, and I kind of like that that's the situation. Ooh, that's a problem. Okay, well now I know what's up with this. Ow. Seriously? Where did that even come from? They don't have an angle on me. Alright. That should be marked. Yeah, so I haven't been there yet. That's what that means. There it is. Something it occurred to me earlier, and I don't think during the recording I was doing earlier today, part 13, but it did occur to me, a question that I think would be interesting to ask and find out what the answer is. Just that we have so many new graphics technologies coming. Mesh shaders, for example, oh crap, there's another one that occurred to me. But it's still, that is a good example of one. That this is a very potentially impactful technology. Why is it only now that we're seeing it? Because this idea of making the graphics pipeline more software defined, or at least more soft in its design, so that you can change things around. It would seem like that kind of control is something that would have been wanted for a while. So why are we seeing it now? Now, one explanation I can think of that would make sense to me, at least, is that it's because of the low-level APIs that you need that level of control, and until that started with Mantle from AMD, it just wasn't gonna happen. I could believe that. That might not be the case, I'm only guessing, but I could believe that is something that, no, we needed that close level of access and people to be thinking in that way in order for that to be possible. Nope. Alright, now where? That looks interesting. Now, it's also possible, though, that it's because one thing, like seeing a lot with the DirectX 12 Ultimate stuff, which I still feel that's just a branding name. It's basically just DirectX 12.1 or .2, because might even be .3, because there were 3 different feature levels for DirectX 12 at launch. 11, which is feature parity with 11, it's just, hey, it's a low-level API. Level 12, which was like some new stuff, and then level 12.1, which was more new stuff. But yeah, it's because of feature level 11 that so many graphics cards can be said to be DirectX 12 capable. Where it's like, no, they don't have the capability to actually do like any of the DirectX 12 feature level stuff, but they can do all of the DirectX 11 feature. The level 11 feature stuff, because that's DirectX 11. I mean, hey, it was still a good idea to have that feature level, don't get me wrong. It was still a very good idea to do that. It just, that is how so many cards are said to be DirectX 12 compliant, or capable. The camera briefly turned upside down there. But also the point I was trying to get to is a lot of it is compute based, with shaders being treated less as graphics operations and more as compute operations. Which is kind of funny because they've always been compute operations. I guess when you just specialize them enough, you stop thinking of them, you stop treating them like that, which could then lead to some difficulties. Because you until you take that step back, you don't realize some of the things that you can do. But maybe it's also that, because compute on GPUs has exploded in recent years. Well, basically ever since GCN. How old is that? Because it definitely... GCN has always been a powerful compute architecture. And Navi, while it has changed things, well, RDNA, while it has changed things, it's not broken that capability. It's just handling it differently. And NVIDIA Fermi was a very powerful compute system. Kepler, they kind of abandoned some compute to make it more gaming focused. Maxwell, more so. But they're bringing that back. But they are doing stuff to bring it back. Turing is a much better compute engine, compute architecture than Maxwell. I want to say it's not perfect, but it is definitely better. That's where I want to go. Actually, what is that? And I'm not even talking about the Tensor Core stuff. I mean, NVIDIA did design it to have more capabilities, like going down to the integer computation stuff that you see on the GTX 16 series that you didn't necessarily see like Pascal able to do that integer math as well. Which if you look, oh geez, when was that? When was it that NVIDIA enabled DXR for the 16 series and also the 10 series, so Pascal? So that's the DirectX ray tracing, because that does work on just normal compute. It doesn't need the hardware acceleration. Well, it's still accelerated, it's just not using special pathways. It's not using the special RT cores. The 16 series is still better because of its stronger integer operations, which is... It's funny, ray tracing, it doesn't need these... How do I get in here? It doesn't need floating point, or at least not extensive floating point. It's very precise floating point. It's able to work at just integer math, like 8-bit and I think even 4-bit integers used for ray tracing. And because Turing, even without RT cores and such, even without that, is stronger there than Pascal, those GPUs will do the ray tracing better than even like a 1080, despite the 1660. Is there 1660 Ti? I don't remember. Despite that still being a weaker class of GPU, it'll be less impacted by ray tracing by enabling that. There is nothing there, but because of how dark it is there, just for my memory, I am going to clear it. Yeah, so it could also just be because, hey, we finally got strong enough compute that we can go to a more compute thinking software design with which is part of how mesh shaders work. Is we treat it all as compute, then we can think of it and approach things as though it is compute. So we can change the order we do things, we can do things and then skip steps that aren't needed. All sorts of fun stuff. Instead of it being, this fixed pipeline where, this stuff needs to be done, so we need to do it in this order. It's gonna be interesting. Especially since both consoles are gonna have this kind of support. And that basically means that developers will have access to this stuff. Will they use it as extensively as they can? We'll have to see. We'll just have to see. Alright. Oh, yeah. Alright, actually, that looks like it might be something right there. Hello. Goodbye. Wait. I don't care. I'm not gonna stop. It's not... It at most would just be some parts that I'll be finding in other places too. I do kind of wonder, maybe as we get closer, that question can be put up on the forums or something. Just how many people, despite being, well, true, that's actually going to be a catch there. How many people who are PC gamers are interested in the current, the upcoming consoles, the next gen consoles? this Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5. Let's try and figure out that audio. Let me also just... So I've played with this, I think. Yeah, I remember this one. I think I remembered. Whoop! Oh, good. Like, I am interested in them. I'm interested in them even now, without thinking about getting one. Anything like that, just because of what their design, their capabilities is telling us about what we can expect from AMD GPUs, but also from what kind of capabilities developers will have to work with. And maybe take advantage of, like the mesh shaders I talked about. So, yeah, it's... But I think it would be an interesting question how many people are considering them. No, I'm kind of falling over my own thoughts on how to explain what I'm getting at. Like, I find them just interesting technology. It's not just, oh, it's a custom designed mini PC kind of thing, but they're actually doing something innovative here. But one thing that I definitely do believe is the case is that this is not the consoles having the SSDs. That's not even close to the most interesting thing about what they can do, about their design, about their features. Not even close. In fact, when you think about it, that's probably the easiest thing to say that, oh yeah, they're gonna have that. I mean, hell, one of the reasons that I like NVMe drives, M.2 drives, is I like the idea of just being able to have like all my storage physically attached to the motherboard. It's not cables running to a hard drive, it's physically on the board. That's exactly something you'd want in a small form factor console. They are all small form, well, okay, maybe not the original Xbox, but they're reasonably compact devices. So that would make perfect sense. Obviously, we're going to go to SSDs with them. I mean, it's why would that not happen? It's all the other stuff that makes it more interesting. Yeah, like one thing. Hey, I need to get a drink of water. So much better. But like one of the things with the Xbox Series X is it's going to have a decompression core. So that they can have the assets be compressed in storage and decompressed then without taxing the CPU cores that are going to be used for the actual game. Like how right now, yes, I got 16 cores, 32 threads, but some of those cores, they're being used to do the encoding process for the video. Now, true, it's fine, it's plenty here, but because it's 16 cores, 32 threads, these are going to be 8 cores, 16 threads, or 8 cores, 8 threads. It's not going to be... You're not necessarily going to have as free of ability to say, oh yeah, these cores can just go to decompression. And I think they also said it would be like 3 cores to handle it. That's not, well, 3 threads to handle the decompression. That's not a small thing. No, yeah. Yeah, actually get close enough so that clears. Then I'm gonna start heading north. But like, might we see that be something that comes to... Well, probably not, because... Well, it depends. Like, you wouldn't necessarily see AMD just add that to Zen 3 CPUs. Because what compression algorithms do you use? Do you build this support around? But it's still a very interesting idea. Like, could we see that happen, though, where Microsoft decides, you know what, we're going to build compression more deeply into Windows so that you can have more of the stuff compressed as just decompressed as needed, so you get better storage, better storage usage, better memory efficiency as well. But then it's like, okay, well, we need a decompression core now to handle all this. A decompression accelerator to handle this. That is an interesting question. Might that end up happening? It will in part depend on how well it works on the Xbox. It's just the train, I think. Let me actually do this. Yeah, it is a train. But something else will be interesting, especially for the Xbox, is Microsoft's... What was it specifically? They did say something that made it sound like they will be basically at launch nothing truly exclusive to the Series X. That it will all be stuff that you'd be able to run on the Xbox One and potentially also on PC as well. Which that is definitely something that seems interesting, that Microsoft might move to try to unify Xbox and Windows such that you'd be able to see more console games just like flip of the switch almost be on PC as well. And there are definitely some console games that it would be nice to see them also come to PC. What have I got here?
They got Hawkins and Grant? I can't believe it. Doesn't feel real. I'm clear too, buddy. Grenade!
Alright, that's 3. Yeah, there's no ammo I need. Although I did get the grenade back. Isn't that handy? Wrong way. That way. One thing that is funny, I have an Xbox 360, I know I've talked about this, it's just been a while. I haven't used it to play a game in so long, I just use it as a way to stream video files from my desktop to my television. Because that's just easier. Well, that's the easiest way I have to get the stuff there. Looks like those are just people. So I'll be able to take a bike without issue.
Below the dam and the solar plant north of Liberty. Maybe those geothermal plants in the channels.
Alright.
All they'll have
Well, that's right. There was one thing, though, that I did see a rumor for the PlayStation 5. If that is true, I will very seriously consider getting one. Crap. That did not last long at all. I was like, that was one crash and it was dead. Anyway, there was a rumor that the controllers might have built-in heart rate tracking. And something I do separately, like I did this with the Doom Eternal videos, is I also record at the same time as those videos my heart rate, because I have an oximeter that connects to my computer and gives me a real-time graph. Doing this stuff we use. It's actually how I started, to an extent, doing the review playthroughs. Both because I did one review playthrough where I also was recording that, but also it occurred to me, hey, I have been capturing complete playthroughs as I play a game for how long now? Why has it not occurred to me just record the review playthrough and share that? I'm still kind of annoyed with myself that it took me so long to think of that. But, it would be interesting if that rumor ends up being true, that, hey, there will be this other system I could potentially use. Well, other mechanism, I mean. Than just the oximeter to get this data. But it is one rumor that, while I would like it to be true, it also doesn't make much sense to be true. Because, I mean, unless Sony is gonna be pushing to, like, have the biometrics influence the gameplay, what is the reason for it? It would be interesting to have a game that would try to push your heart rate up to a certain point and then bring it back down. But that's also going to be very dangerous because your heart rate fluctuates throughout the day. Your heart rate also is different from other people's. So, okay, yeah, you could have a horror game, decide that, okay, we're gonna, push you up to 100 BPM. Well, the problem is that you could have someone where their resting heart rate is in the 80s, another one that's in the 60s. Pushing them both up to 100 is going to be very different and potentially more dangerous for one than the other. So I don't see the use there so much. But it could also, true, if you just did it as a differential from a so-called resting heart rate, but then you need to always get that heart rate. You need to always record that, because you also can't trust that. Because I've seen in my own data, I have had days where I do recordings and I see that, oh, my resting heart rate is in the 80s, and then, like a few hours later, it's now in the 70s. It can swing. That's actually kind of a more serious swing than you'd expect, but it does happen. And it's, yeah. And it wasn't like a full 10, it was like 83, 84 down to like 75, 76, 77 in that range. unfortunately, I spend so much time in front of my computer doing stuff like this, and with the health crisis right now, I can't. I used to, for a while, what I was actually doing was like every day I'd go out for, oh jeez, 3-mile walk, I guess. No, it should be more than that. Because I'd walk down to a park that's, what, mile and a half away? Yeah, it would have to be more than 3 miles, because it would be a mile and a half there, a mile and a half back, and I'd walk a path in it that I think is also around a mile. I used to do that every day. Can't do it so much anymore. Just because I need the time to do this stuff. The health crisis, we're not supposed to be out, things like that. Because, you know, it's not like, you know, just I'm walking around the block to get in some exercise. That's I am walking partway across town. 4 mile. A mile and a half really isn't that much, you know, across town, but it's, you know, it's, you get what I mean. It's not an insignificant thing. Okay, I'm just gonna leave. I can't do anything about that. I can't hide from that. Because you can't go prone on the side of a mountain. I might as well just leave. I am going to try to follow the ridge over there. There'd also be the question, though, if they made the controllers able to record, able to capture your heart rate, could I just do that with the PC? But even then, I may want to still use the oximeter because it would probably be more trustworthy. By the way, almost every time I'm doing this, I'm on the parachute, I am thinking, man, when do I get to play Just Cause again? That's on my list for Let's Play Pluses. It is. Both 2 and 3 are. I have that review playthrough. Wow, my tongue just wants to mess things up. I have that review playthrough for 4, so I wouldn't bother with doing that again. Plus, I didn't care as much for that game. I mean, not that it was a bad game, but I stand by what I said in the conclusion. It was another Just Cause game. It didn't feel different enough from Just Cause 3 to really warrant playing it. Or to warrant getting it. Now, I mean, get on sale, that's, you know, that's different. It's not a bad game, it's just, you know, you could also just get Just Cause 3 and have, you know, potentially on sale at lesser price because it was older and have the same kind of fun. Not exactly the situation you want to have. By the way, Sergeant York is a good movie. So Sergeant York follows the story of Alvin York, who was a soldier in World War One and very proficient sniper. And his is a very interesting story to begin with, hence why they made the movie. Because he would have been considered a conscientious objector today, but it seemed like in the movie, I'd have to do some research, and I don't really feel like doing that. They didn't necessarily have the ability to be a conscientious objector in World War One. But still, he went to serve his country, and he ended up achieving things that you wouldn't ever think. And he was supposed, like, a lot of people would have thought of him as just some hick from, Appalachia. I was just trying to remember, and it would have been. But he was a very skilled hunter, very skilled with rifles, and one thing that he knew and took advantage of, they show in the film, is when you're on a turkey hunt, because they'll be in, or a duck hunt, because they'll be in a line. I'm pretty sure he does specifically say turkeys in the movie. You go after the last one first, not the one at the head of the line, because they're all looking forward. You take out the one at the back, the second from back doesn't know, so you can get them all by doing this. That's what I do here when I take out the ones in the back first, because in theory they don't notice it right away, so I have more time. Alright, looks like there might be some stuff there. But they showed in the movie him managing to, in part by using that and just being so skilled, it was like a squad of soldiers who managed to capture an entire German battalion. At least in the film, led mostly by him. I don't know how much that would have been the case, if it was in fact him that led so much of it, or if it would have been, or if there were more people involved. Because in basically every war story told, that there would almost certainly be some amount of condensing into a single character, because it's easier to follow a single character than multiple. And it's not like there's anything there that, it's not like doing that is wrong. It's just, it does make things easier. Like, I remember another story, The Great Escape. That movie, some of the veterans that actually, that was their experience. They were in that prison camp and were part of all that. They went to see it, and coming out, they were like, oh, the Garner character, that was me. It's like, the Garner character was multiple characters. Or the Steve McQueen character, that was me. It's like, no. Those were multiple people that were all condensed into these single characters, but it's still, they came out, it's like, that was me. It's a completely natural, normal thing to do in storytelling, because it's easier to focus on a single character than on multiple. In that level of how much of every act you have to attribute to people. I mean, you see it in other stuff too. I mean, it's like Euler in math has so many things attributed to him, including stuff that in no way he could have done, because those ideas predate him by hundreds of years. There's some stuff where it's like, yes, that is him. We know that's him. But there's plenty of stuff where it's like, no, we know it's not him. But we still attribute it to him, at least by name, because it tied in with something else that he did, or he reproved it, something like that, and it makes it easier. But also a fair amount of it is the stuff tying in with other things that they had done. And it is also a person that you can attribute as having contributed something. Well, yeah. I think I messed up trying to say that. Because in some cases it's yeah, we know the theory came about much earlier, but we don't know from who. Where is it? I want to avoid it, that's why I want to know where it is. There it is. And it's a Blythe. Alright. In theory, though, it looks like I can just go this way. Whoops. Oh, and one thing I just remembered. So, talking about the Sergeant York movie again. Gary Cooper played him in that. Well, they actually ended up in another movie, in a different Gary Cooper movie, also a very good movie. These are both very good movies. Making a reference, because one thing to Sergeant York, because one thing that he does in the film is he would wet the sight on his rifle. And asked why, to keep down the glare, or keep down the dust, something like that, so it would be easier to aim. And in the later movie, Ball of Fire, there's somebody actually holding him hostage, along with others, and he licks his thumb and wets the sight on his revolver. And says, I saw this in a movie once. And it's just, it's a funny little joke for people who saw Sergeant York and were probably also Gary Cooper fans to laugh at. Up there, if I can. Actually, let's get this. And what are you people doing here? This is a Murmur patrol zone, and you're just there.
If I was Sentinel, I'd up my drone support and start leaning into the equipment's advantage. Those outcasts might have a head of wind in their sails.
Alright. Oh, those are more like road riders. I want the dirt bike. Where'd I leave it? There it is. Ugh, right by them. Okay. I might be able to, by being on this side, avoid them. Also helps that they did fly off to the other side of the area. Whoop. Okay. And got it. Ish. Alright, this is promising. that was dangerous because of the murmurs being the murmurs being so near. But so long as these guys weren't too alerted, I knew I'd be fine. Alright, let's get going. Yeah. Just want to make sure that taking this road would make sense. Huh. Okay. Well, found gold nuggets at least, but how do... Oh, that's how. I think. Yep. Come on, there we go. Huh. Oh yeah, that's gonna be so easy to find. Alright. It looks like I want to head there. Okay, also an abandoned site. Whoop, hang on. There's something that will be interesting after this crisis is how many indie games we may see come out shortly after it ends. Like just developers stuck at home, needing to do things, and it's like, well, I got the time, I had this crazy idea, wonder if it'll work. Because half of it will probably be that. Be like, you know, I had this idea, I wondered if I could make this system do this. Turns out I could. And now I just, you know, put together a small demo on what's possible and then show it to other people, and now I'm making a game. Or others being, you know, being more along the lines of actually having a legit idea for a game, deciding, well, I got the time now, I'm going to do it. It will be interesting to see, but then it's also true that, well, yes, a lot of game developers are now working from home. They are still working on the official projects because they're still on the clock. They're just working from home. But trust me, I know from working, you know, I have experience doing work from home. It's easy to get distracted and to start thinking about the other projects that you could do. Not as I don't want to do what I'm currently doing, but well, at one point that was probably also the case for me, but I've gotten more used to this. But more of the just, you know, if I spend the time, I should be able to get this other thing to work. And then just, okay, found the time, doing it. Have I seen that assault rifle before? I just don't remember it. Battery farm. Alright, so it'll be something over there. One thing that also crossed my mind, I think I only mentioned it to, like, my brother. You know, somebody in the family. Just a funny idea that occurred to me with this crisis is that another thing, like how video games, they're being done from home. Probably a fair amount of visual effects for movies and such are being done from home. Well, one thing that goes into determining if a visual effect for a movie or similar looks good or not is the time spent on it. We're seeing a lot of games delayed. A lot of movies delayed. I wonder if we're gonna end up seeing movies come out with far superior graphics, far superior computer effects, because it got delayed. Cool, that means we can spend more time on these effects. Because there have been some effects in major movies where people are like confident in the assertion that that's just they didn't have enough time to spend on it. It would look better if only they had that time. And some where it's like, no, straight up that was being edited on the day before we had to ship the files out. To try to give it, of course, a lot of it is going to be, yeah, we were working on that the day before. But, it still is just an interesting situation, especially if people are like, oh man, this looks so good. Hey, we need to make sure that future movies look this good. It's like, well, you're gonna need to give us more time to work on this stuff. Okay, there's gotta be a second entrance. There has to be. Might be easiest to just go in and find it. Whoop.
Whatever that was, I'm gonna go after it. Right, I'll come too. How strange is that? So look, I got you, dude.
It is a little wonky to control this, by the way. Oh, good. So there is another entrance. It's just over here. Unfortunately, I didn't see a generator. But it still is, I don't like the idea of taking the main entrance in.
Someone's
going down, man. I can feel it. The chopper's being shot down.
I heard the entire 75th Ranger.
Alright. As much as I do want to just take those things, take those guys out at range, it's too risky. I don't want to alert everyone, and that turret is right there, and it does spot dead bodies. So.
No!
Alright, oh good, I do have 6 cents on.
No, no.
Gail has enough money to buy a whole island. I sure do, man. Deserves what he gets.
Hostiles! They're moving in!
Oh, shit!
Hostile contact!
You hear anything weird lately? I heard guys
Okay. Good.
I haven't heard anything.
I really do want to explore over there, but I can't.
Nothing around.
Okay, no, that guy isn't coming over here. Ooh, good. Alright. I don't know what that noise was caused by. It is interesting, there's no longer, like, audio to him reloading, at least not from one bullet. Maybe it's always been that way and I just haven't noticed.
No, this cannot be happening!
What's all this I keep hearing about choppers crashing on the island?
I heard it was some kind of humanitarian thing, maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
Hey!
Stop bothering me, okay?
Did you hear? Freeport rounded up at a snag.
Let's go up these steps. Okay. That is not an enemy.
I don't want any trouble.
Neither do I.
Jesus.
You know, another game I think about, especially at moments like this, I'd like to replay Splinter Cell Blacklist. Only thing is, it's one of the games that really doesn't like having more than 16 threads available to it. This is what I read, and that, I mean, you can't be upset with it, with the decision, but that Ubisoft isn't going to update it. Well, this is what I saw some years ago, back when the 1950X, the thread rip 1950X was first coming out and people were noticing this issue. I mean, it's an older game. Even at that point, it was an older game, so it makes sense to not put together an update for it. And in theory, I can always just play on the test system, because it should work at 16 threads, which a 2700X would offer. Okay, I didn't realize that I need to actually hit Alt to make that, to have that change.
Scout Villa is huge. Probably looted by now.
Yeah, the villa. You know, the ghosts are just doing the job. Too bad for them, it messes with us.
Alright. Cleared. Now where to? That looks like something. Where? Didn't I have a motorcycle? Yeah, I see it there. Turn left. There it is. I still remember there was one mission that I got when I was reviewing that game where I actually managed to hit gold on both the, oh crap, what were they called? Well, it was Stealth and Panther, where Stealth was basically, you know, not being spotted, but Panther was where you're still not really ever spotted, but it's not as unforgiving as Stealth can be. It was a mission at a lighthouse, a reasonably compact map, but I managed to ace it basically on the first playthrough because I was just careful enough and good enough to manage that. Alright. This way. Oh, I am certain I will be crashing into this place later. It is definitely interesting how much of it Just look at the design of this. There seems to be very few people on the outside. You'd need to go in. Oh, that's a motorcycle. Okay. You need to go in to get to a lot of the enemies. Oh, there's a sniper at least. But that reminds, I just remembered something that I saw, an interesting piece of research that was suggesting that server farms, like this would be, could substantially reduce costs and well, it would improve energy usage, improve efficiency by basically getting rid of using AC for them. Now, and I don't mean AC like air conditioning, no, you'd need that, but alternating current. Because, I mean, we already know this, computers run on direct current. That's what the power supply does, is it takes the AC and makes DC for it. For all the components. What this research was advocating was that if we just transitioned to having all the servers just directly powered by DC, so you don't have the power supplies in each server station, that if you did that, you could use less power because you're not wasting as much at the conversion from AC to DC with the power supplies. So you know, obviously then save money. And also potentially it would cut down your energy use because, you know, the less waste from each. So yeah, it was definitely an interesting thing. I just have no idea if there's any server farms taking advantage of it. Though you could also see it being taken advantage of with supercomputers. That would be another use case. But it's one of those, I saw the research, there's a good chance plenty of other people did. And it's going to be implemented, but never talked about because why would it be? It's the people who would need to know it, and everyone else is, you know, you don't need to know it, so it's not going to influence you. Okay, so I don't actually have an angle on that guy. Yet. I never saw a guy for a radio operator, so we'll see how that goes. Didn't realize I was still close enough to not have to lead that much. Okay. I know what I would like to do. That doesn't mean I'm going to be able to do it. First, that. Next, this. And now profit. And that's not really that much a joke. You can just from up here start sniping. Because this should have some pretty decent vantage. Not perfect, though. But still pretty decent. course, the real issue is that I'm not going to have much of anywhere to run to.
Jesus! Hostiles! Move!
Oh dear God. There were so many things that just showed up there that I didn't know were there. There's nothing I can do about that. But sitting and waiting might work out for me, because if they don't find me, then they don't find me. Of course, this does make it harder. There we go. I don't think they know where I am, though.
They're still here.
Somewhere. They're out there, guys. Get ready.
I'm gonna head back this way. Because what I should try to do is get to a different roof. There. This may prove a better roof. Except for that.
Be ready for anything.
I'm clear over here for now.
I'm looking, but I don't see anything. Careful.
They're coming at us!
Okay, I'm not seeing more I can do here. But still, this was a good roof. I might actually just need to not be on the roof anymore.
hostiles in the area.
Leave me alone, please.
Alright, no heavy helps. There it is. Though I probably could just fall that distance. Let's, yeah, there are more. It might only be that one more guy, though. Yep, that's what it looks like. Okay.
Hey! We're under attack!
There's a lot of shots hitting metal poles. Yeah, that's kind of annoying. It looks like it's faster to hack the turret than to deactivate it. Seems like I'm good to run in here.
Clear here. They're gone.
You picked the wrong time to say those specific words.
Be alert. We got possible enemy activity.
Roger. Watching for unwanted visitors.
Okay, it looked like that underground area I was just in may connect to that other area, so let's use it. I did have the drone come down here, I think. Alright. So no more reinforcements to worry about. This is not good. Yeah, I'm definitely running into stuff sooner than I'm supposed to.
Not now. No.
Okay. Alright. Let's go there next. Yep. There next. And I'm just gonna take this. I think that is the last enemy, and I also just... I have no idea what happened here. But I just remember that the incubus was around. I think I think that's the incubus. I think that that's the drone that should have been hunting me out there. Somehow it's on its back. It's always interesting to see a sniper post, but no sniper in it. I like it, I don't want to forget it. Well, this is bad. And he's hiding, such that I will not be able to kill him.
Hey, stay alert. We got company.
Did they just like clown car out of that? Because that's 6 guys from like one vehicle. And I'm not sure if those are really meant to hold 6.
We're under attack! Take cover!
Contact! Contact! Watch your sector! Copy that. We're set over here.
I didn't realize he was coming back down, so it's like, hit the melee, hit the melee, hit the melee.
Alright, don't take any chances until we find these guys. Came to play.
I know there's hostiles here, and I'm gonna find them. How are we supposed to shoot if I can't feel my trigger finger? We got company. Stay focused.
There's nothing yet. Keep looking.
I know there's shit around here. We'll find them.
Hostiles out here. Alright, heads on! We're alone!
I'm not confident it is just this heavy that's left.
And I forgot to put my lawn chair. Oh yeah. Stay alert. Hostile!
Okay, it was definitely a mortar. Where is it? There it is. No, figures. Just a water canteen. Alright. Yeah. Oh, it wouldn't have mattered. Looks like they're all connected. Wouldn't have mattered which ladder I take. Wait a minute. Ah, damn it. It's a murmur zone. I'm hoping that I can keep enough to the side to avoid them. Probably won't happen, but... oh my god, this is so ridiculous. I know there's something enough to deal with the cars, but... the bikes are just easier to handle off-road, I feel. So this is going to be dead soon. Actually, yeah, let's replace this and then head over to that section. No. We'll just keep going this way. That's not what I actually wanted. This is... alright. That was stupid. Oh, and it's already ready. Oh, God. Alright. Yeah, let's take the tunnel. The hell? There's some weird 3-inch step stuff in this game. Looks like I will have a very, very easy time getting to that generator.
Hey, Can't you see I'm busy? Whoa.
Alright. Now I'm gonna try to head up behind it. Behind the facility, up here, and snipe down into them. Which that reminds me of something. Do you know why they're called snipers? Because it used to be that the competition would involve between marksmen hunting a bird called a snipe. That was very small and fast moving. So to be able to do one meant that you were, to be able to actually successfully kill one in a hunt would be that you were especially skilled. So snipers are very, very skilled. It's also the case that the reason why they would be called sharpshooters is because the Sharp's rifle was so accurate. I used to watch this channel a lot. Almost. There we go. Just spying that body sliding down, and yet the guy had no idea. It's kind of funny. Well, at least he didn't show as alerted.
Don't let them creep up on you.
Who the hell said that?
They're attacking!
No, we're not. We gotta take this bastard down.
Finding cover! How you like that shit? Hey, I hit him! You're dead, asshole!
And this base is now cleared.
I don't want to die. Shit.
Now imagine how that would look in HDR.
No.
Like, that might actually have been detailed. I'm sorry, I just find it annoying how some games, it seems to be that HDR means that in situations like that, you don't let the player be able to see what's going on. It's like, I'm sorry, my eyes adjust pretty well. So I don't like if that is the case, because I don't have an HDR monitor, I can't test that. But if that is the case, it would very much annoy me, because like, it's not real, because my eyes will just adjust and hey, I can see now. Alright, where did I leave it? I think I left the bike over here, didn't I? So I'll get it back. Move on to the next spot.
Dude, you're making me anxious.
Okay. Yep, there it is. Alright. Let's try to get up there. There's also that I want to check on. But here and then here. Right there. I mean, truly, Amon aren't that bad if you know how to handle them and can get to a spot to do so. They're more nuisance than behemoths, but they're not horrible like the murmurs are. Okay, it's still in one piece. Alright, I do want to cross the bridge. But I want to avoid these guys if I can. Well, this is awkward. Okay. Well, I'm gonna die. Fortunately, I managed to get out of that. But that really was close to me being killed. That was the bike exploding. Oh boy. I'm kind of left wondering, did nobody discover you could get stuck under those like that? And I know this is a dangerous place to be. As the murmurs may come up this far. And there's the heavy that babysits them. Come on, pick that up. Okay, you just don't want to for some reason. Maybe there is actually a cap to the number of these things you can carry. I hear it, I'm just hoping to get inside. There we go. I want to try something. Okay, that does help with that stuff. With the red there, that fatigue. You know what, I'd better actually just leave it. It's more useful than the binoculars.
Sounds like there were interruptions for the Freeport mission folks.
Damn! How did that not hit him?
We need reinforcements now. Do you copy?
Fuck you! And it is, I'm sorry, it's just there's so much stuff that's like, why does it take so long for him to do? Like pulling out that special. Others don't always take that long. But why did that shot not kill? I mean, I've seen other times when it looked like I missed, but it like went through the same kind of plating that didn't go through. He should have been dead. I should have been fine. Instead, I died. I'm at half ammo. Which is just, I don't know. It's more I don't understand why you have the half ammo thing when you spawn in. That doesn't make sense to me. When respawning, it's like, alright. It's a punishment of sorts, but...
Wait, how strange is that? Let's go look.
Alright, dead bodies will be found. But so long as I can get to the generator first, I don't care.
Report. Please fueling rumors.
There he is. Okay. I saw 4 exclamation marks, so I was like, where was that 4th guy? I heard a second voice in there. There you are. There was a grenade. Who is M. Lomax?
I'm still standing, and I'm gonna wipe you out!
That sounds like a heavy. Yep.
Killed too many of us! I will find you!
Alright, and that's also the last of them, based on the compass. Ah.
Just stop with this shit, okay?
Okay, so that's locked. This is that. That could be good. Alright. It takes too long to reload as it is. Oh, hang on. There. I just want to clear it out in here. Gonna be annoying getting there, but... Oh wait, there's a vehicle here. That will help. But also, let me just quickly see. How long have I been going? Not quite 3 hours yet. Which is, I can easily turn and see a clock, but I don't remember when it started. There's a side mission.
You're upsetting me, okay?
Hey, you! Please do not hurt me. I am friend. I am Peter. Priятно познакомиться.
What the hell are you doing watching this building?
To go in. Inside strong room is mainframe computer.
So?
So I have flash drive. Can broadcast SOS signal over secondary underwater communication cable. This will bypass communication blackout protocol.
You telling me that thumb drive can get a signal out?
I program myself. I used to work as an engineer at the pumping station nearby. When the soldiers started capturing us, I managed to escape.
Why not upload it from a remote system?
Yet, must plug directly into network terminal. But Sentinel has guard all the time. I have no weapon, I am not soldier. You are soldier. You sneak in, da?
Well, that should be easier than taking vodka from a beer.
Da. But if you want even more fun, use the relay at the top of building. Will trip alarm. Alarm will make you many new friends. Friends with guns. Guns that shoot you. Your choice.
The hard way or the easy way? Well, shit.
Obviously, the easy way. How is that even a question?
Would you...
Main thing I need to figure out right now would be a radio operator. Okay. There's a radio operator.
Hey, just stop bothering me, okay?
He lost the accent very quickly. Got him. How? There we go.
Can't hide for long.
They can't hide forever. Colder than hell out here. About to get real. I know you're here. Come out.
No, they're
Here
here
somewhere.
Yeah, we got hostiles in the area.
Right, they're out there, guys. Get ready.
Hostiles nearby.
I couldn't quite decide if that the guy was on the other side of the rock or not.
Hey, hey, damn!
Alright.
Just stop already. Chill out, okay? Leave me alone.
Okay, now what? I mean, it says files sent, so...
Shit, what have I done? Damn it.
It's true, the helicopter would be the most convenient way to get back to him.
You lying son of a bitch.
I was just there. This is it? This is it. Right, this is... Yeah, so that's it. Might as well, you know, get these skill credits. Mom might buy it. It is kind of interesting that it still is, like, find the pumping station. It's like, I've already been there. It's kind of named pumping station. It's on the map. But it still feels the need to tell me. Oh, there is actually something up here as well. There it is. I was trying to figure out where the ladder was. I need to sabotage again. I actually feel like avoiding the fight if I can, so just gonna run around. Hopefully be able to sneak in. Or maybe, you know, just kill the few people over there that I won't need to.
That amount of money.
So he lives in here. That is what that means. Alright, let's finish this off. This one? Actually, let's do that. Let's get my ammo restocked. I think it also fixes the fatigue. And he lives right by the helipad. I think I'll be able to get there without having to assault anyone or be assaulted. Hope I'm right.
Anything I should know today, Faye?
Been canceled.
You did it. Thank God.
Your English has improved.
I needed you to trust me.
Are you really even an engineer?
Top 3 in my class at Tom's Polytechnic. Before career in counterintelligence.
Christ. I should have known.
Before Sentinel took over, I had a mission. Report on Skeltec advances. What they're doing here is supposed to change the world? Well, things here have definitely changed.
You used me, you piece of shit.
I did not. What I gave you was a proprietary beacon programmed to bypass any communication blockade. You may be annoyed, but we have bigger problems right now than East-West relations, wouldn't you say? Sentinel does not care where either of our loyalties lie.
No, they don't.
You did upload the drive, yes?
I did. You sure it'll work?
It should. I'm very good at my job. But Sentinel may have black box tech better than expected. The chances that it worked may be tiny.
That's not encouraging. Why should I trust you?
Like it or not, I'm afraid you have little choice, comrade. After this is over, I will go back into hiding and do what I can to survive. That is what we have in common.
You see, you're wrong there, Tovarish. We have nothing in common.
Alright. Oh, I can use that one. Get there at least. But it's getting kinda late.
Hey, you know anything about that Ret team Walker was in?
Is that... wow. Okay. Yeah. Maybe would have been better off grabbing this instead, but, you know. What is this side? Yeah, Yeah, so that's actually where, that's what this is. Probably not gonna be able to get the drone there though. Yeah, I'm already at range. I'm just gonna stop now. So hopefully I'll be near this bivouac, so I'll be able to restock on ammo when I get started again tomorrow. Alright, see you next time.